All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Hajime no Ippo, Season 3, Episode 16.
All right, it's time for the final showdown. Battle between men.
Yes, catch and release.
Yeah, they're
It's
going
how
to...
Takamura goes to bars to... Yeah, anyway.
Well, I think I'm not going to continue what... Anyway.
Yeah, but on the positive side, Miyata is training under Takamura now.
Yes, and he's getting some much-needed education and just reminders to help keep him sharp because things are a bit different as far as fighting Ippo in the future, you know, because what he would have done might not work now. In fact, it probably definitely won't work now. So,
and also, if he's wanting to have that be his goal, then he should be building himself up in such a way to create a fight that's worth getting excited about.
Exactly.
For not just him, but for those that are watching. And
like
Takamura is like, hey, I very much like that fight to happen when you both are actually ready for it.
Right.
So, come on. Let's get this going. I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to go like chop chop or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's what happens to the fish.
Right, exactly. So, meanwhile, Yagi, Takamura, Battle Royale. Without further ado, y'all, let's get into this. Alright everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. Well, color me hyped, y'all.
Yeah,
I love David Eagle as a threat, antagonist, boxing rival to Takamura here.
It's a perfect matchup in my mind, like because it's the opposite of Hawk, right? If Hawk was the one that was so similar, you know, to Takamura, right? That sort of grim reminder. Hawk or Eagle is just the opposite. Yeah, like cool, awesome.
He's really the one that takes the highest of high roads. He soars so high, in fact, that he doesn't even hear maybe the people with their ego and stuff blustering about how it's, oh, this big deal. Why would you come into enemy territory? He's like, because I wanted to see Mamoru Takamura. He is a boxer that has come to my attention.
And he is apparently ridiculously strong.
So I will take him seriously. And I will come to his place and I will beat him here.
Right.
It's like, this guy, I'm like, calm down, Captain America over here.
Right.
Like,
he's the Captain America that at the same time like gives you a notice of like, hello, I would like to beat your face in. You know, like
and yet I sense no egotistical aggression.
Nope. Yeah.
He doesn't feel threatened by Takamura. He feels excited about I'm curious.
Right.
What could lay a man like Brian Hawk so low?
And that's one of the things that I really liked about how they introduced him. He's bizarrely humble. Like
bizarrely,
he does not have that kind of like even that little bit of ego that you would kind of expect like a champion to have.
That invincible kind of cockiness.
Right, exactly. He's like, no, I'm not even sure if I did enough. Like this is Takamura we're talking about here, right? And now, granted, we ended up seeing a bit more of why, because he apparently went to Hawk to be like, dude, what happened? You're amazing. How did you get defeated? And
it must have been something with like you weren't.
Yeah, like
he even was trying to be like, was there an excuse? Like he's like giving him like an out, like, hey,
I know you're not the most like regular with your training. Did that like just mess you up a little bit? You know,
right. And like, no cameras here, dude. You can tell me,
exactly, off the record. You know,
right.
Yeah, like I respect you as a boxer. You know,
they've never
surprised.
They're in different weight classes, so they're both the blonde, golden, gods of their respective categories. So he's like, dude, one American to another. Like you can tell me. Was there a gimmick? Like, what happened? And just the way Hawk's eyes would never focus on Eagle, and he was just, or David, we call him David or David Eagle or whatever.
Yeah, either one. Yeah.
Either one. But yeah, he's just kind of like, no, why'd you say that name? Like, it's the same kind of almost like dark, just kind of trauma of someone that saw something, and they're just, no, I want to forget. Like, don't bring that up.
And I love it because Hawk was never exactly a character that we
respected.
Yeah. Now that being said, this was still pretty crazy to see him like this, right? It's like,
Hawk was scary because of how
okay.
competent he was in certain areas, how vicious he was,
yeah,
and thus we knew Takamura had to defeat him. But there was this element of where he was the villain, like he was very much the one that deserved to lose, like he needed to lose so that he could be knocked off of that, like I'm the best ever.
Right, exactly.
But this guy, I kind of am, like, rooting for him to put up enough of a fight that Takamura will end up respecting him at the end of this fight.
Yeah, because the battle of the Hawks was a battle of ideals, right? And it was something where Hawk didn't have the support structure that Takamura did, and that's why he lost, right?
Yep. He didn't take this as seriously.
Right. And we see that in the aftermath in that he was on a house of cards, right?
Right.
And the fall was long and hard, right? Because he was up very high,
and he's
right?
still falling.
And he's still falling, right? Like
he is not in a good way right now.
The fall did not treat him well, right?
No.
That's perfectly on display.
Yes.
With Eagle, that is not the situation here. If anything, the difference in ideals would be if we had it go by that, Takamura would be the one that should lose. Because, like, yes, Takamura does take it incredibly seriously.
And he is. We are seeing him being very focused here.
Right. Yeah.
If anything, what could happen here is that Takamura could end up having a little bit less ego with regards to thinking of himself as someone who is invincible.
Right, exactly.
Is that this guy apparently is an orthodox boxer according to Miyata.
Yep.
And Miyata being the orthodox boxer, I would say, of our boys, of our young, squad, pushing Takamura kind of out, even though he's basically the same age as them, even just a little bit older. Miyata kind of has this, like, no, he's got the fundamentals down, but then he also has taken something that is one of the most basic punching combinations and uses it perfectly. Like,
yep. And I love it because a lot of the times when there are the champions, the badasses, the whatevers that are in stories, especially in anime, and it's I have the ultimate technique or something like that.
You could special secret little gimmick.
Right. You could never beat me in a million years kind of a thing. It's very hard for me to respect them, even if I find them hype, because since from like on the meta story side, I'm guessing that they're going to get beaten, right? Because they're going to get that comeuppance or whatever.
Yeah, which means their ultimate technique is going to be not really so ultimate.
Not be so ultimate, which then makes me think, okay, that's self-delusion, right? Which doesn't come across as cool, right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem also professional as someone who would be an athlete.
Right, and someone who would have faced a bunch of other people that are terrifying monsters in their own right multiple times and won, So in the case of Eagle here, I'm like, no, that is absolutely a non-issue, right? Yep. The fact that he is going, even though Takamura is the challenger, right? That he's the one like, nope, I need to make sure that I am ready for this because like even with Hawk, who knows? Maybe Hawk would have ended up deciding to move up a weight class, and he would have had to fight him, right? He was like, I see Hawk as being my greatest potential opponent, So he took him seriously, and that's something where even if he does then lose, there isn't going to be some part of me that's like, but maybe he could have done things better, done things differently, and then the outcome would have been different. Flaw. Right? Exactly. Like he is the character flaw isn't going to be the issue. It's going to be who is the better boxer. And okay, cool.
In this case, we have the personality flaw of Takamura standing out even more because it is not being highlighted. Well, it is being highlighted by the lack of apparent character flaws in David Eagle here. And David Eagle coming in and having maybe a little bit of the slight condescension towards them as like, look at these young, cute little foreigners, and I will give them, autographs, and, you young shonen, come here, I'll give you the autograph. And it's like, this is a grown-ass man. This is a hunk of a man right here.
This is the Japan champion for featherweight.
Featherweight, yeah, exactly. Now, to be fair, the way Takamura and David Eagle stand next to Ippo does make him look like a little boy.
By comparison.
Yeah,
especially, and if he has his shirt on and everything, you might not be able to see right away.
Tell, because Ippo's supposed to be 124 pounds?
Yeah, 125 pounds, yeah. So it's
just to put things in perspective, that's 80 pounds, 85 pounds, I would say, smaller than me. And, I've just got the height.
Right,
but,
and on 125 pounds of rock solid muscle, that is a lot.
But if you don't see the definition, he could look like a little 17-year-old kid.
Right, exactly. And Ippo does have a little bit of that baby face compared to some of the other characters in the show.
That is true.
It's not surprising. And there was nothing. There was there was nothing intended by it. It's just just a thing of, oh yeah, I want to be that nice person, so I'm doing some signatures for the kids here.
Yes.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Can we talk about the idea that he was an Olympic gold medalist? This is something that I think is really, really valuable to get into here. One of the things that another show that we're reacting to, Run with the Wind, brings up is the idea of what is the spirit of an athlete.
Oh,
and the differences between someone who really carries that spirit, like one of the fastest runners in that show, in comparison with this guy here, is that they know that they're one of the best in their field. There is a very distinct lack in the really professional athletes who have just walked and bathed in victory. They don't need to prove themselves. The reason why he's
Ricardo Martinez.
Yes, exactly.
He didn't talk a big game or anything. It's just I show up, I do my thing. You know.
And while Ricardo Martinez does have that battle lust that he can show maybe when he's not out in public, what I get the vibe from this guy, David Eagle here, is that he is someone who wants to stand in almost like a weird way like All Might. He wants to inspire others to go and become athletes themselves. Right. And I see that energy in athletes of many different levels, but I would say that's the mark of a true athlete. A true athlete basically embodies by their actions the ideal of what it means to be in their particular field of athleticism. They don't bluster on with their words regarding what it means to be an athlete. They show it. It's kind of the quintessential thing of what it means to be a leader, is you lead by example, not just by
giving
colorful
nice
words and stuff like that. So the fact that this guy also is well spoken in a very simple and, like you said, almost strangely humble way, I think that the moment where Takamura and this guy end up meeting, there could be some really interesting maybe rubbing off on each other. Where Takamura maybe is almost a bit too like, dude, are you trying to prove something to me? I already know you're great, Takamura.
Like, your type bugs me. You're so proper.
Right. Yeah. And like, I almost want to have a moment with David Eagle where he's like, maybe that gives him energy. And he like tries to like channel it. Like he tries to like put on a bit of that like ego, like before the match, where he's like, when I come into this match, that's where I will show you what it's like to stand tall or
stand proud,
stand above you and look down on like you're not worthy to fight me here or something. But at the very least, I love the way he respects and admires and is excited about the idea of facing Takamura.
Yeah,
he's focused in that.
He is a fan of boxing. Like, like he really enjoys it. He enjoys it so much that it's, it's the inspiring other kids to actually take it seriously is not so that it's that way they'll be like little mini me's and they'll.
But that wasn't boxing specific. That was with regards to him being
just being athletes,
going into athletes or specifically like the Olympics, because Miyata said he was telling them about that stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah. But that's something where it's the. I think this is just the coolest. Right. And so
he's like a superhero then.
Right. Yeah. And it's the superhero for everyone else, but then at the same time, there's almost like this imaginary superhero maybe in his head that he's also wanting to be like, I feel. Like where
interesting.
And that's why he ends up being this superhero to everyone else, because he's a fan just as much as they are. Right, not of himself in some egotistical way, but just in the idea of it, the pursuit of attaining physical improvement and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that there's a common thread in a lot of athletes where they can end up kind of being a fan of their future self.
Oh, sure.
Where it's them not falling into egotism, where they are really like just narcissists in love with where they're presently at. But they basically look at their present self and their future self in that difference and go,
be better tomorrow.
Be better tomorrow. The only person I'm going to be a fan of is the me that's going to be better than I was yesterday.
Sure. Right.
So,
and hence then the humility, because then there's no covering up in their own eyes of their weaknesses and flaws in the present, even though in this situation he really doesn't have many, right? But
as far as we know thus far,
right? But he's still treating it very seriously, right? He's coming at it from the standpoint of no, there could, who knows what Takamura can do, right? So Yeah. I can never be too prepared.
Yeah, and that bit of where he has his suit and jacket and everything.
Oh, yeah.
For when he's with the reporters. And he's like, no, I'll answer the questions.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He gives, like, his best kind of Japanese, there. And then you can hear that little bit where he has to use English. Mm-hmm. But then when they're like, your dinner is being prepared in the hotel. And he's like, no, take me to the gym.
I've been sitting down too
long on the plane.
Starts taking off the tie.
Starts basically preparing for that already. Mm-hmm. So
like he lives and breathes this.
He lives it. And I feel like that's the other aspect of a true athlete, is that their life is wrapped around that singular passion. Mm-hmm. And I am very excited to get into that as well. Okay. Yeah. They had a lot of comedy this episode. A lot of it was surrounding the fact that Kimura and Aoki were given their boxers that they were going to be fighting up against.
Yes.
Papaya and battery. It was like Eleki battery.
Right.
Which just sounds like electric.
I feel like at this point, the mangaka, after Aoki's match and grabbing the frog in his hand while he stares off into the sunset,
I have to figure out some way to do something even close to that again.
Right, it's like I need to make sure I didn't jump the shark. I can do something more extreme, weirder, goofier, and somehow make it serious.
Right, because the point where it becomes serious is once they step into the ring and the bell is rung, mm-hmm. and it's that guy's outfit or getup or design or what have you is there because boxers are trying to put butts in seats, so you need to have
something marketable.
Yeah, and extra marketable. But this could end up leading to any one of their matches being legitimate losses if they are national champions.
Yep.
What was it? The Philippines.
The Philippines and
Indonesia.
I can't remember.
I can't remember. Bring it up,
but one of the other things I want to bring up is that this really feels like a meme I saw where it's talking about okay, yes, you could have Fate's Bane as a name for your weapon and whatnot.
Indonesia, yeah.
But how much better would it be, and how much more humiliating for your opponents if it's not that you defeated them with Fate's Bane, but with Snuffles or whatever, right? So the whole idea that it's like, oh yeah, I've got a lightning bolt in my hair. Mm-hmm. What of it, right?
Yeah.
I just kicked your ass.
Did you get distracted by it like a little child?
Right, exactly.
Then you deserved to lose.
Oh, my name's Papaya. I have
the most ridiculous
hair you've probably ever seen. Psh. Like, if you see a man walking down the street wearing that, he ain't afraid of anything. Damn straight, Like,
Firefly.
Yeah.
One of the things that is a nice little callback here is that Kimura will be facing Filipino junior lightweight champion. Mm-hmm. Philippines was where Miyata went.
Indeed.
Wait. Crap. No. Did he go to Vietnam?
I can't...
Crap.
I think it might have been the Philippines.
Miyata might have gone to the Philippines, but it also might have been Vietnam.
Crap. I don't know.
No, it's Thailand. It was Thailand.
Was it Thailand?
I think it was Thailand. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Thailand. I can't remember. I think I messed up there. Yeah.
But
it was either Filipino, Thailand's, whatever. But it's just another cool example of where we can see another style of boxing.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I'm particularly excited about, because Aoki in of himself is kind of a meme with regards to his style of boxing, except sometimes it works just perfectly.
What?
Yeah. But given that they are national champions, that means they have honed their execution of their specific styles to great effect. But since we already have the orthodox boxer covered with regards to David Eagle, I would love to see some unorthodox boxing styles coming from
to warm up the crowd.
The others, yes. Mm-hmm. And given that, Miyata has been getting some focus here with regards to him training with Takamura in building up just his basic orthodox boxing style, Ippo also needing to potentially either delve deeper into his own style or maybe fall back on a little bit of the basic stuff. I would love to see which of these fights ends up being inspiration for him with regards to what he's trying to grow and learn and evolve.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Aoki's. I think so. I think that makes the most sense.
We're going to see the weirdest feint gazelle punch ever. It's going to be called did we already get a crocodile-style attack? I think we did. It was the point where someone made them look like they were being attacked from above and below.
I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember.
No, that was Volg with his wolf bite or whatever.
Yes, that's right. That's right. The wolf bite.
Yeah. But
I would love to
okay.
have what? Yeah, why would I think gators necessarily? It's not like it's Florida or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them needs to fight Florida Man.
Yeah,
Aoki
we
is
just have
Florida Man. What am I talking about?
Florida
Aoki-
Man versus Aoki. That is the fight that needs to happen at some point.
Aoki is Florida Man. That's the point, though.
No, Florida Man is way crazier than Aoki.
Aoki showing up at Tallahassee with, like, you know, just his frog punch, and they're gonna have you. Our alligator will.
Lame. We've seen
eat
crazier
your
than
frogs."
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God.
Instead of like a crouch punch, he just remains crouched and just punches and everything from down there. And Aoki's like, "What am I doing?" All right. Memes
Okay.
aside, y'all, very excited for this upcoming fight here.
Yes.
Really enjoyed also the sweet little moment with Kamigawa and Takamura.
Yeah, that was great. And it's good to see that even though Takamura did a crazier set of weight training, you know, he is still in the weight management, and it's crazy, and he's very irritable, and apparently he will punch and kick kids.
You little shits.
Yep.
He's Hell's emissary. The fact that was Ippo's like thoughts, words, and everything like that. That's the way he wanted to describe it. I just imagine like Takamura, like the Baylor, like the guardian
Cloven
of
hooves and a
Hades and everything, with the
spiked
horns
tail and everything.
and the trident, and he's just like, "Hurrah!" You know.
But yeah, this was a fun
yes,
episode.
yes. Very
Really wacky in the first half.
Yeah, very wacky. The whole Yagi Takamura. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and everyone consecutively just doing things that get them kicked out. I love that Aoki's was that him and his girl just, you know, got a little bit too frisky.
Yes. Use the same words. Oh my God.
But yeah.
But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
Indeed. We stream every weekday. Info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.